It'll save you 10%. All right. Turning our attention now from our personal wellness to something that is not healthy at all. The polls for Joe Biden are pretty bad these days, but there are a few where Joe is still ahead. If pollsters only reach out to young voters, Joe Biden is ahead of Trump by 4 points. But Joe Biden had better not breathe a sigh of relief just yet, because back in 2020, when young voters were polled, they backed him by about 20 points over Trump, as opposed to today's 4. So that lead has shrunk to low single digits. That means it's panic time for Joe and the campaign. So what is behind this shift? Is Biden pushing voters away, or is Trump attracting them? What is the whole story here? Well, let's ask the author of the book, One Generation Away. He's also the RNC Youth Advisory Council co-chair, Brilyn Hollyhand. Thanks so much for being here. Brilyn, what is the secret here? Why is Biden losing young voters, and why is Trump gaining them?
Well, Dr. Junior, listen, there's no secret here. It's what everybody is aware of. It's what everybody knows. Joe Biden is failing as commander-in-chief, and my generation's waking up and realizing that. As you said, in 2020, he won the youth vote by 20%. Now he's only a percent over Trump. That's a 16-point swing in just the past few months. That is huge. That's monumental. I think Republicans have a shot this November for the first time in history to win the youth vote. This is monumental for President Trump because he's winning over my generation. This is the time that we're waking up, we're opening our eyes, and we're seeing what's really going on in this country. And Joe Biden should be pretty scared right now.
Brilliant. There's new leadership over at the RNC, Laura Trump and Michael Whatley. Do you think this will help solidify, if nothing else, election integrity, but maybe make people feel comfortable again supporting their party? Absolutely.
Chairman Whatley is somebody that I've worked closely with for years now on the election integrity issue. Obviously, that's the department that he spearheaded before he was actual RNC chairman. So he's been a close friend and ally of mine. We've worked very closely on making sure that our generation's aware that it is safe to vote in this election. We've gone state to state, making sure that our Republicans are aware that it's safe to vote. So now having the election integrity chief as the actual RNC chief is a huge thing. Obviously, Laura Trump's a great friend as well, and she's been doing really well about engaging with our generational college campuses, specifically with some of our female youth voters. She does a really, really good job with that. So I couldn't be more excited about the new RNC leadership. I've been in close contact with them and the new RNC team. So I'm excited. The future looks really bright for the party. The reports came out this morning of how much cash that we have on hand. We're millions up instead of millions down like we were with the previous RNC leadership. So I'm super excited.
Brilyn, the Biden campaign has another problem, not just young people. Trump is far ahead in small I'll get this out. Small dollar donations. Say that 3 times fast. And this really alarms the folks on MSNBC. Take a look.
Small donors, and these are people who give $200 or less. The Biden campaign is significantly lagging the Trump campaign in this one category. And that is very different than what happened in 2020 in the cycle, and this is the full cycle for 2020, where the Biden campaign substantially outraised Trump among small donors. So there is a shift here, and it may reflect the enormous passion of Trump's base and some of the issues Biden may be having with his small donors.
Brilliant. That's another huge indication that Donald Trump is about to roll over Joe Biden like a freight train in November, isn't it?
Absolutely. Is it any surprise that the working class Americans support the working class president, Donald J. Trump? It's absolutely no surprise. And that's what my book is about. My debut book, One Generation Away, is the result of 7 years of conversations with the American people. I've traveled the country for 7 years, talking with young Americans and old Americans. And I've listened to them even more than that. And what I've heard is the same thing you're hearing, that they do not have hope in the future. They do not have hope that my generation is going to grow up in a free America. That's what the subtitle of this book is, Why Now is the Time to Restore American Freedom. Really, the subtitle should have been Why Yesterday Was the Time to Restore American Freedom, because that's what our generation's realizing and what our parents and grandparents are realizing. And that's what the book's important. It's not just for my generation. We want to inspire my generation. We want my generation to get involved. It's also for parents out there who are concerned about the indoctrination their children are facing. It's also for grandparents who want to start those conversations about bringing over their children and grandchildren conservatism. It's available for signed copies, a pre-order at BrilynBook.com or on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever you get your books. But I completely agree. Working class Americans are for President Trump, and that's no surprise to any of us.
Brilyn Hollyhand, love that title, that Reagan-esque title, One Generation Away. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me. Have a great week.
You too. Best of luck to you.